Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is sort of an unorthodox video because this one came to me from my Facebook feed, actually. And what it is this video of this old lady berating some college student because she doesn't feel that this student properly understands what racism is. What this lady does is apparently she goes to various campuses or whatever, or just runs from a seminar at one campus. I can't really tell. But she runs a seminar at this college, where she tries to put white people in the shoes of segregated blacks and apparently hasn't grown out of the era of the 60s. She seems to think that equality doesn't exist in this country, that we've never once tried to make it exist in this country. She seems to think that ignoring huge parts of the history of racism and the history of the world in general will drive her point home. And she also thinks that yelling at a classroom full of people for no discernible fucking reason whatsoever and being a complete bitch to everyone is going to end racism and get people to more actively listen to what the problem is. Well, I hate to tell you, lady, that's bullshit! And to be really honest, I'm going to take my 2 cents on this, because when I saw the video title that was on, it was on one of these sites that just like sharing videos randomly, like they make their career off stuff other people made, you know. It's one of those content aggregator sites. The title was, "I never thought I would be so happy to see a teacher yell at a student." Well, sorry, I wasn't happy to see this. I'm offended that our students, like, you know, the pupils of this country, will spend somewhere like $100,000 in loans to get condescended like this. And then we sit there and go, yahoo, this is the pinnacle of our education system. This didn't teach me anything. It taught me that there's so many out-of-touch motherfuckers in this world who have too many ideas of what it is they think they are, that they feel they have the right to go say that I'm white and I understand what racism is. Oh yeah? How many fucking whips were cracked on the backs of your ancestors and stuff and made to go work plantations? Fuck you. You're getting a really, really harsh response from me, and I don't give a shit that you're some fucking crusty old lady. So here we go. Because frankly, I feel that if you're stupid enough to say this, that means you're smart enough to be that stupid. And you know what you're saying is bullshit. So, suck my fucking dick. Here we go. This video starts at like 3:19, so to recap, she was a condescending bitch to this student, and I only watched the second part of this. I'm not going to sit there and watch the first 13 minutes of it, but she kicks the student out of the classroom for no real discernible fucking reason. I just skipped ahead to where they said, oh, the video starts here. So, here we go.
No. You don't come back in here until you've apologized to every person in this room, because you just exercised a freedom that none of these people of color have.
The people of color in this country have exactly the same rights and freedoms given to them by the Constitution of the United States that everyone else has. Now, whether they exercise all those freedoms is personally up to them, and that's how it has always been. They didn't used to have those same rights and freedoms, but they do now. So thanks for somehow getting in a time machine and forgetting what century you're in.
When these people of color get tired of racism, they can't just walk out, because there's no place in this country where they aren't going to be exposed to racism.
Bitch, there's no place in the entire fucking world they're not going to be exposed to it. It's whether they want to involve themselves with people who are actively racist or not that makes a difference. Sitting there saying, you can't go anywhere, there's racism everywhere, ah! It doesn't... Fear-mongering like that doesn't drive your point home, because what you just said is insanely idiotic. It is basically part of human nature for humans to be racist to one another. Now, whether we act upon that is what makes the fucking difference. This shit isn't making a fucking difference in the goddamn world, okay? And if these people really wanted racism to fucking stop, then that means all people, we would have fucking done something about it. I don't see us really doing a whole lot. I don't see this fixing that fucking problem.
They can't even stay in their own homes and not be exposed to racism if they turn on the television.
Well, they can just turn the fucking television off. Because, you know what, I don't care. You know, I apologize for using this harsh term, but I think you guys can already tell that I'm not a racist, okay? And I've used this before. I don't see the need to go turn on K-Nigger TV, you know? Is the Spick at 5 News on? What do you mean racism on TV, for God's sakes? You know, and if it's any, what do you think the show like the Boondocks is trying to be racist? It's parodying the failings of urban culture, and that maybe to you that's racism. You know, maybe to somebody that doesn't understand what the fuck satire is. You know, but they can't help but be exposed to racism on TV, unless they're watching Fox News, I guess.
But you, as a white female, when you get tired of being judged and treated unfairly on the basis of your eye color, you can walk out that door.
White people were judged on the basis of their eye color? Yeah, back in World War II, where if you had blue eyes, you were like Superman by Hitler. So don't give us that bullshit. You know, it was fucking white people that perpetuated a shit ton of racism during those fucking times. And now somehow or another, other people don't impose it to other people in the world? Dude, be a fucking white person that goes down to Brazil or somewhere in South America and see how long it is before some asshole says, well, there's a healthy white person and they have a whole lot of nice organs I can just hack out of them and sell on the black market. Now, even though that's, you know, organ trading, is there not a racist contingent within that? You know, are blacks not racist towards other types of blacks in countries like fucking Uganda and shit? And places like Somalia? You know, the movie Black Hawk Down? You want to know why that fucking situation happened? Because that was an actual situation that happened in real life. It was just a movie based on a real event. You want to know why that event happened? Because warlords and shit thought that other blacks from other places were lesser than blacks from certain other places. And they killed off the food lines. So we went in there to kill these motherfuckers so they could stop genociding people that they thought were insufficient. Or not as good as other people. So don't give me the shit that because somebody's skin color is different than a white person's, that they have an inability to be racist. Everyone does. Everyone does. Good God.
And you know it won't happen out there. You exercise the freedom they don't have. If you're going to be
The black guy that's sitting in this room is basically, there's a black guy that's sitting behind some redhead student. He's just sitting there going, which basically is exactly how I feel listening to this shit. I mean, it's just so stupid. He's just like, I don't even care. You know, he's like, I probably have a shit ton of white friends and they don't treat me like crap. I mean, this lady's just platituding about nothing, you know.
And here you're going to apologize to every black person in this room.
There's only like 2 or 3.
And do it now.
From what I can see in the video, at least, because you know they're using more than one shot. You know, from what I can tell in the video, there's only like 3 black people in the room. The rest of them are white.
And the Latinos, every person of color.
Racism, this country.
Bullshit.
No, bullshit on everything you just said. Now watch, this is where it gets really fucking stupid.
No, you're not gonna say I'm sorry there's racism.
Well, you know what? What the fuck else do you want us to say? I'm sorry, was Martin Luther King getting shot supposed to just end all racism, lady? Because I really don't see many people like you doing anything to stop it. I don't see you even acknowledging that black slave owners from places like Africa and in Portugal and shit were selling the slaves to white people. They used to use places like Portugal and shit way back when as a port for slaves to come here to the United States. They were sold to the slave owners here from blacks. Oh, bullshit. You can't say I'm sorry there's racism. Well, what the fuck else do you want me to say? I can't make like a big platitudinous statement that one and for all ends this ginormous issue. That's idiotic.
You're going to apologize for what you just did.
Which was nothing.
I will not apologize because it's
Out.
not a matter of race
Out.
always.
Out. Out.
And you're a fucking piece of shit. Out! You won't listen to my bunch of bullshit. You won't listen to me ignore huge parts of history. You won't listen to me have absolutely no fucking idea what the hell I'm talking about. So you need to get out. You don't like the fact that you're gonna pay me $20,000, $30,000 out of your tuition to have me sit here and talk out of my ass about a situation that as a white person I don't even have a fucking right to talk about? Look at all the shit we imposed on fucking Native Americans in this country, you dried up old cunt. Look at all the shit we did to those people. This was their fucking land, and we fucking said, go fuck yourself. We ripped it off the Mexicans for a discount price. And we threw them the fuck out of a whole country that was rightfully theirs. And you seem to think that, oh, you can just stop all those issues with one little fucking notion? What kind of fucking crack are you on? How far up your fucking head is your ass? You fucking idiot. It's not always a matter of these things, and that student was right. You are full of shit. Absolutely, completely, totally full of shit. So fuck you! And the reason I'm so mad is I'm absolutely sick and tired of knowing that our colleges are filled with fucking retards like this. People that don't have a single goddamn idea what the fuck they're talking about. Name a race on this planet that has fucked over more people than ours. But that being said, there have been genocides from every race. There have been Hispanic people that have genocided on their own. There have been fucking black people that have genocided on their own. Look at the Asian times, way back in like the Chinese dynasties and way back in Japan's empires and shit. They've genocided the living shit out of their own people. Is that not racism? Because they're killing people of not just their own race, of a particular race? Oh, well, these Asians are inefficient because they come from this country. So let's kill all of them. For example, is that not a type of racism? You are full of shit. Absolutely full of shit. And to sit there and think that somehow or another this shit will fix the issue is fucking beyond me. Absolutely fucking beyond me.